Disciplined Dreaming by Linkner incorporates different inputs on creativity from all kinds of people, musicians to military officials. Linkner's own ideas, and those of his interviewees, clearly state the value of creativity and of developing the related skills. Linkner uses all kinds of examples as well, each demonstrating his 5-step plan to become successful with creativity. The book's use of all availabilities, as well as Linkner's own experience, reinforces his plan and values related to his disciplined dreaming. Creativity is the key to all things, from music to business. It is found in school and in everyday lives, and it makes or breaks a person or organization. Linkner's Disciplined Dreaming explains the importance of creativity and how to utilize the skill using his techniques. The overall layout explains 5 different steps to complete disciplined dreaming: ask, prepare, discover, ignite, and launch. Linkner generally seems to be writing his creativity tips to all audiences. However, some are mentioned more than others. He uses many examples of business owners and frequently states how creativity affects different companies. Linkner states that he interviewed 200 people for his book, including artists, musicians, marketing workers, finance executives, CEOs, nonprofit leaders, bankers, and military leaders. All of these leaders supported his thesis about the value of creativity. By putting an emphasis on each of these contributors, Linkner's Disciplined Dreaming seems to be based for current leaders, those inspiring to be one, and innovators. As previously stated, the work seems to be based and organized around the author's 5-step plan. The whole book is devoted to explaining the 5 steps to initiate creativity, while the introduction and epilogue explain the value of creativity and its various truths and myths. Each step and subordinate chapter brings up a related example, quote, or memory. These, positive or negative, are taken from interviews and research of various leaders or artists, and from Linkner's personal experience. The author himself was a jazz musician and a business innovator, also called an entrepreneur. The quotes are used to highlight a specific point in the book as well. For example, the quote, "You cannot hit a target you cannot see," was used to explain how one must clearly outline and detail their challenge with creativity in order to solve it, part of step 1. Each of these resources support his plan by proving the need, usefulness, or success of a particular method mentioned in Disciplined Dreaming. The author uses different subtitles to highlight different themes, similar to Maxwell's 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, or Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. The steps used throughout the book also alike to Maxwell's and Covey's Laws and Habits. Each is used to clearly define his plan and provide his ideas of flow by organizing each one into a step. Each step serves a certain purpose. Step 1, ask, talks about defining the challenge of creativity. Step 2. Prepare is about readying oneself, workers, and environments to meet the challenge with creativity using a new process. Step 3. Discover expands paths and techniques that develop creative ideas. Step 4. Ignite is an extent of 3, further outlining the successful techniques. Lastly, Step 5. Launch takes the best creativity developed and makes it a reality. Each of these steps takes the specific factual information, or SFI, which includes true stories, real-life examples of creativity, and statistics like profits, and organizes them into specific ideas of steps. Linkner seems to use perfectly valid information, and the examples used are always entertaining. The validity of his various resources and quotes also tends to make his book far more legitimate. At the end of the book, there is also a successful bibliography where Linkner cites his quotes and other information. Even the 13-page index contributes to a trust of Linkner's facts and step-by-step plan. The bibliography, 4 pages long, largely cites personal interviews. Personal interviews obviously seem to be one of the most reliable methods of research, as it tends to come straight from its source. Other sources include highly regarded papers, such as New York Times or the Harvard Business Review. While the sources are all reliable, they are all also quite recent. The oldest cited source is from 1992. However, the large majority of the sources were found from 2005 to 2009, and the book was published in 2011. Due to what seems to be evidence of the trustworthiness of Linkner's sources, Disciplined Dreaming contains all reliable information and creates a valid method of developing creativity. The book clearly states each step uses strong pieces of evidence and convincing real-life examples to uphold the ideas included in each step, and keeps the narrative entertaining. As a student or businessman, I would most likely use this book if I was researching or developing creativity of peers or of myself. The layout makes it far more simple to find each step and analyze Linkner's steps of disciplined dreaming. Each example gives an interesting outlook on the book's ideas. Not only this, strangely, the book has text and visuals used throughout disciplined dreaming. It makes reading far more entertaining and appealing. Even the cover embodies a sense of creativity that fits with Linkner's main idea. However, as another part of the target audience, artists or general public, I do not think I would keep this book on my bookshelf. Both parties would find the 5-step plan in this book to be useless in their everyday life. As an artist, I would have developed my own creativity process, and if I hadn't, I still would not use a book to base an entire career of creativity on. however useful it might be. In the general public, it may be useful in certain situations. However, when a job doesn't depend on creativity for success, although many do, it seems unnecessary to own a book devoted to it. Linkner has lived a life based off of the need for creativity. He grew from a jazz guitarist at age 13 to an entrepreneur of the groundbreaking company E-Prize. This experience and the net of insight gained from interviewing successful artists and leaders, Linkner has gained an extensive amount of knowledge when it comes to his term, disciplined dreaming, or creativity. One might even consider him an expert on the topic of creativity. His book demonstrates his knowledge on the topic with its logical step-by-step flow, a strong thesis, and an argument. His convictions regarding the value of creativity and of his plan to develop it, as well as his supporting reliable examples, make Linkner's Disciplined Dreaming a helpful resource for all those trying to use creativity in their lives. Even students of ECG can use his ideas to work through creating a project to writing a paper.